morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever this is. This is Tanks and Tutties, brought to you by Tubbs and Franke. Today's August 22nd. It's 5:24 a.m., and this is episode 59. PM, yes. Good point. This week, Locks and Longshots. Wow, look at how big our Locks and Longshots section is on the document.
Yeah,
Holy
I'm going to clear
shit.
it up a little bit this week.
Austin's going to read the news for us. Small MLB news, but football is officially back. College football week 0 starts this weekend. Can't wait. We're going to talk about it.
Honestly,
I've
forgot
got some
about that.
locks and long shots surrounding it. We're going to recap Hard Knocks, a little bit of NFL, and then we'll tackle the grid. And then it's Austin's week for roulette. Let's get into it. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. Kind of chill weekend. I did get out and golf on Saturday. Yes, Saturday. I went to a new course down in Mississippi, so I have now played in 3 different states since I've moved down to Memphis, that being Arkansas, Tennessee, and Mississippi. The course was all right. I just played 9. The area around it was super nice. I don't know, the course was in good shape, but it wasn't like the nicest course that I've ever played. Weirdest thing, though, it was like 95, 96 degrees, which is pretty usual, and we're going through a heat wave after I said it was getting kind of chilly last week. We have multiple days this week that are going to be in the hundreds. But anyways, I get out there, and I'm playing, and everything that I hit was like 10 to 15 yards further than I usually hit. Multiple times I soared greens or just hit something way further than I expected. I had one hole, like most of my drives usually go 250, 260. If it's a good drive, I can get like 280. If there's a good drive and a big hill, I can get 300. And I think it was like hole 8, hit a good drive. It was like 250. Pull up my hybrid from the fairway, which I usually hit 220, 230. I striped this thing, pulled up to it. I was like, man, that seemed far. Luckily, I had my app going, so I tracked it from how far I hit it from. Came out to 275. Never hit my hybrid that far. Don't know what was going on. Granted, that also might not be accurate. I think I ended up shooting somewhere around like a 45, 47. I kept track of it, but I also wasn't like super like tight on myself. I kind of gave myself some mulligans. It was a new course. It was way too hot. Only playing 9, so I wasn't really trying to I was just trying to get out and golf, you know. So I mean I shot well. If those distances stick, might be a game changer. Watch out. Sunday I don't think I did anything. Paige and I had to do some grocery shopping, so we did that. Kind of cleaned up the apartment. I did grind the show a little bit again this week, but outside of that, it was a pretty chill weekend. How about you?
Friday. What did I do Friday? Think. Oh, Sid made me dinner. We had, there was a name for it. It was something special. She's going to hate me for forgetting the name of it. Basically, it was steak, asparagus, and mashed potatoes. So good. So good.
There's a name for that?
I couldn't believe how good it was. Yeah, well, the steak something was special about the steak, like some sort of sauce or something. I don't know. She's gonna be so mad at me. But Saturday's the day I remember because Saturday was a nice day. We started the day. We went grocery shopping. We made. I say we. It was mainly Sid. Cracked chicken. You ever had cracked chicken?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, so good. I couldn't even tell you what went into it, but we put it in the slow cooker, and then we went golfing, Sid and I. We teed off at 3:30, which was a little bit of a mistake on my end. They had an outing in the morning, and our round took 4.5 hours, so that was annoying, but it felt like 6.
Full
we
18,
played the
though?
front 9 in like an hour 50. Huh?
I was going to say it was a full 18, though.
Yep, we played 18. On the front 9, so Sid, she's not really a golfer, and she bought me these passes for my birthday. I've probably talked about it, so we've been using those up. But on a par 3, so she tees off, It goes in the front bunker, but the bunkers were muddy. We had some rain the night before or day before or something. I don't know. They were muddy. So I was like, well, you can't hit out of the mud, so I'll just pull it out and put it in the rough. And she's like, okay. She put it in the rough. She steps up, chips in. I was
No
like,
way.
oh, my God. It was probably about 20, 25-yard chip. I was like, that can't be real. This thing was humming, too. It was coming in hot. Just hit the pin, and boom. And I was like, oh, my God, is that a 2 or is that a 3? So I was like, I mean, technically it's a 3 because you pulled it out of the bunker, but it's also 2 because you didn't go any closer to the hole. So we ended up putting down a 3, I believe. But I wanted to count it as a birdie. I should have. So, Sid, if you're listening, we're going to call that a birdie from now on. Got to the back nine, got a little transfusion. You ever had a transfusion?
I haven't, but I've heard they're really good, and I think I would like them.
So good. It was apparently the number one golf drink, and for some reason, every time I get at a golf course, they never know. They're like, yeah, we can do that, but they have to look it up. And they never have grape juice.
I was going to say, isn't it just like vodka,
so good. They made it with cranberry
grape juice, and Sprite or something?
Ginger ale.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yep, and it is so good. They throw a lime in it. But Saturday's course didn't have grape juice, which was fine. They threw in some cranberry juice or something. And then while we were out, my buddy texted me, and he's like, do you want to golf Sunday? So golf Sunday as well. Got a transfusion there. That one as well. No grape juice. I'm like, come on. But back to Saturday. Didn't play great. I couldn't putt to save my life or chip. But, man, the irons and driver were pretty good. I think I shot a 96, which is about right for me, so about average. But on 17, I teed off, and I absolutely skull-fucked my 9-iron, and it somehow rolled right up to the green. I had about a 20-foot putt, and this thing broke like crazy. It was all feeding left, so I'm aiming for reference, I'm probably aiming 2 or 3 feet right of the hole, and I snailed it right in there for birdie and part 18 as well. So, great finish. God, what we do?
You could golf Saturday like night. The worst round of your entire life, and if you birdie 18, it's a great day.
Yeah, exactly. It's even better when you birdie 17, par 18, because you're like, wow, I finished really well. And I wasn't going to golf Sunday, but since I did that, I was like, oh, I'm going. So we came home Saturday. We had the cracked chicken. I think we ended up going back to Sid's and just watched some TV to relax. And then woke up Sunday. Sid made me breakfast. Shout out to Sid. She made me an omelet with sausage, peppers, onions, and a lot of cheese, different cheeses. I think there's like Colby Jack, mozzarella, and I want to say she threw some Mexican cheese in there. So good. Some toast. Nice, perfect meal before a round of golf. And then Sunday I golfed worse than Saturday, but I still hit my irons and my driver well. Inside of 100, I'm just lost. And I had a crazy injury on Sunday. I'm going to try to explain it. It was so weird. So I think we're on 16. I had just hit my wedge, hit it pretty good, and I went to put it in my bag. And I guess when I put my clubs in my bag, I kind of throw them and my hand sits there. Because I've hit my fingers before, and I was like, ooh, that didn't feel good. But this time, my palm hit my driver, so my middle finger was exposed, and the wedge hit just below my nail. You didn't lose me. Hello? Oh, no. Let's try. Oh, gosh. This is not good. Anyways, I'm going to finish the story. Let's see, I hit the nail, so I got this nice scab now, and it was dripping blood, and we were going to a par 3. So I was like, man, this par 3 could be something special. I'm dripping blood onto my club grip. Frankie, can you hear me? Damn it. I'm dripping blood onto my club grip. And, sorry, I'm going to try to tell this while figuring out why I can't hear Frankie. Dripping blood on the club grip, and I absolutely skull my iron and leave it short. So I did not get that hole-in-one. But imagine if I would have gotten a hole-in-one while dripping blood onto my club grip. They also had some club championship going on that day, so that was kind of cool. There was a lot of good golfers around us. Frankie, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, I don't know if you were talking during that time, but I finished the story because I could hear you say, oh, we lost Jake.
Yeah, I didn't.
So, I don't know. Were you talking right there?
That was the only thing I said, so we're good.
Okay. We're good then. We'll keep rolling. Yeah, so got that injury. Not fun. Came home Sunday. Didn't really do much. I was kind of pooped. What did I do Sunday? I watched something. What did I watch? Doesn't matter. I've gone too long. But yeah, I got 2 rounds in. That was pretty nice. I was gonna golf this Thursday, but I gotta work. So, yeah, that's about it. Sid, if you're still listening, I am really sorry if I forgot something special we did because I feel like there's something I'm missing. But I'm forgetful. So sorry, I just had to throw that in.
I will say,
Locks and Longshots.
Quick thing. This weekend when I was golfing, it was quite possibly the fastest greens I've ever played, and I don't know why. I had multiple putts that I felt were like there was one that I was on the far left side of the green, and it was a front right pin, and I just tapped it, and it rolled all the way past the hole. And I when I say I tapped it, I mean I barely tapped it, and it was not downhill, nothing. It was insane.
Mm-hmm. I don't like fast greens like that where you're putting on a pool table.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like slow either where you gotta smoke it. I like that in between to fast. I like a little bit fast where I'm kind of tapping it because I almost feel like a pro golfer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the way, if that happens again and you can't hear me or I can't hear you, just let me talk until we get it figured out. We'll just both leave and rejoin. Okay?
That works.
I feel like that way we don't have to restart this. Okay, Locks and Longshots time. I'm very excited this week. I actually took some time and did some research rather than looking for a minute and saying, yeah, I'll throw this out there. So we're going to see how Tubbs' research does. We're 36-30 now. We had a loss last week, but real football's back, so it's fine. I was betting on preseason. So last week we had the Lions +4 against the Jags. They got smoked. It's preseason. They didn't play a single – I think they played 2 starters, Rodrigo and Tracy Walker, so – not concerned. They had the backup line, and they looked terrible. Teddy Bridgewater didn't look good. That was just dumb. So this week, though, I did my research, and we're taking USC -30.5 versus San Jose State on Saturday. It's an 8 p.m. game. USC's at home. You got Caleb Williams, and USC's offense is supposed to be so fire this year. They are supposed to have so many fast receivers. They got this running back he transferred from Washington, I want to say. I don't remember. But all I hear is that USC's so good. San Jose State's 0-7 against the spread in their last 7, so we're just going to ride that out. And I like 30.5. It's a lot of points, and it's going to be fun to watch on Saturday night. My other lock, I've got 2 this week, is Florida International versus Louisiana Tech, under 58.5 points. They're the last game on Saturday at 9 p.m. They'll be going with USC, but they're going to finish last. I didn't know this, Frankie. I don't know if you did, but the NCAA put in a new rule that the clock isn't stopping on every first down. It's just the final 2 minutes of every half.
Oh.
So that's going to speed the game up a lot. And I feel like over-unders aren't going to be fixed yet because they're going to have to drop a lot.
Yeah.
Because I read that it's going to shave off 3 to 5 minutes a game they're estimating in actual
that sounds about
game
right.
time. So it's just that with that clock moving, they're going to be scoring less. Florida International is the only thing that worries me. Their defense was not even top 100 last year, and Louisiana Tech's offense was top 50. So just be cautious, but I love this play. I saw a guy that has a model. He had it at 53 points. I don't put a lot of stock in that, but I just thought I'd mention it. I love that play. I'm probably going to be taking it myself along with USC. So I love my locks this week. I'll talk to you guys next week when I'm 2-0. So, yeah, we'll talk about that rule later some more, I guess. Long shots now. We did hit 24-39-1. I had the Bucks money line against the Jets. No research sometimes works out. I just said that I wasn't a fan of Hard Knocks, so I'm taking the Bucks. And the final score was 13-7 or something. So
Gross.
We'll take that W, though. This week's long shot, I felt like I had to do a little parlay for football being back. Now, I did some research, but I still don't recommend this. It's a 3-teamer. It's USC -30.5. I already explained that. Hawaii +17.5 versus Vandy at Vandy. And then Notre Dame -21 versus, who are they playing? Navy. And that gets you to +611. And here's my research. Sam Hartman's coming into Notre Dame as a transfer from Wake Forest. I don't know if you guys are familiar. He was on the show QB1. Very talented. He's a senior now. I think he led Wake Forest to their best record in 20 years last year. Now he's at Notre Dame.
Ranked
some
for
talent,
a little bit?
good coach. They were ranked for a while,
Yeah.
in the middle there. I think they even beat Clemson. I almost wanted to say they went to the championship, but I don't think they did.
Well, while you keep talking, I'll look it up.
Okay. Navy's also 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 season openers, so that's why we're taking Notre Dame there. As for Hawaii plus 17.5, they're 7-1 against the spread in their last 8, and Vandy's 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games at home. Now, initially, if I went with my heart, I wanted to take Vandy minus 17.5 because it's a home game and Hawaii's traveling in. But then I saw that Hawaii got there on Monday. They had plenty of time to get used to the time. I don't know what time zone Hawaii's in, but I'm sure it's not the same as Vandy. And then I saw the stats, 7-1 in their last 8, and you're giving them 17.5. Couldn't tell you a single thing about their offense or defense, but it's like I said, it's a long shot.
So
you got the update there?
Wake Forest lost to Clemson last year, 51-45 in double overtime, and Clemson was number 5.
I remember that game
at that time.
Mm-hmm. Do you know if they made the championship?
I
don't think they did.
It's against Duke. Who was the?
What'd you say?
Was it against Duke?
No, definitely not.
I was going to say, I don't think so.
That's fine.
They did win their bowl game last year against Missouri.
There you go. We're on a hot streak. Yeah, Sam Hartman, dude, he's so talented. So talented.
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule last year, and all but the first game last year, he led the game in passing yards every game.
I'm going to do some looking real quick while you get into your locks and long shots, and then we'll come back to me. So you go ahead.
Okay. Locks, I'm very upset. Trey Turner was playing great baseball last week until I bet on him. Last week I said I was going to get risky with it. I just needed to string together a bunch of wins. So I took his over 1.5 bases every day. He proceeded to go 1-4 in the days that they played since I bet him. And then I had the Phillies money line versus the Nationals last Friday when Michael Lorenzen was pitching for the first time since his no-hitter against the Nationals, who he had previously no-hit. They lost 8-7. So I went not 0-2. I went 1-5 last week. 17-22-1 now. I still have the Titans over 7.5 wins open this week. Put a note on here that just says, I hate betting and I need an absolute hammer lock this week. So, I am going back to the well because I'm ready to be hurt again. I'm taking Trey Turner and Bobby Witt, both to get a hit in a parlay. It is minus 104. I don't believe that Trey Turner will continue to let me down. Bobby Witt has been on fire. And then just for the fun of it, I'm going to go on Twitter and find the first lock. I'm going to literally search hashtag locks and see what comes up. And I'm going to take that. So.
I like it.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
What is it?
Phillies money line. I feel like I'm being trolled right now. So I guess we're taking Phillies money line.
You have to.
It's against the Giants. I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate it. Taijuan Walker versus Kyle Harrison tonight. Kyle Harrison is a pretty highly rated prospect coming up, but he also gives up a lot of walks, and it's his first start. Phillies minus 130 is the pick for my second lock this week. Let's just hope I don't get bit in the ass again. Anyways, long shots. I still have a bunch open, which I want to clear those up right now. Corbin Carroll, NL Rookie of the Year. I'm going to count that as a W because he is like minus 4,000 for it right now. I don't foresee anybody to pass him. AL Rookie of the Year, Anthony Volpe. That's a loss. Gunnar Henderson's got that one locked up. Angels, 90-plus wins. I'm not going to write that one off because although it looks pretty bad, probably not going to happen. You never know. They could just get on a hot streak. Mike Trout actually just got activated about 10 minutes ago, so he's back. Division winners parlay, that's a loss, I think, right? Yeah, that's a loss. Diamondbacks aren't going to win the NL West.
Not yet, though. Oh, yep, okay.
And then Bo Bichette hits leader. I haven't looked into that one enough, but I'm going to keep that on there for now. So we can at least take 3 of the 5 off there. Does that help you out a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's not actually a pain because I found out I could just go look at last week's copy and paste. I was just doing it the dumb way in the past. Yeah. So, but I will at the end of this episode, I'll update your record and we'll we'll roll with that. We'll take those out.
Okay. So currently I would be 10 and 38 with those. 10 and 38. Last week I had the Rams money line versus the Raiders. Couldn't tell you what the score is, but Jake said it was a loss, so I'm going to count it as a loss, I guess.
35-17 they lost.
Ouch. Okay. This week it is Dinger Tuesday. So we're going Ryan Mountcastle home run against the Blue Jays tonight. Yusei Kikuchi, he's got great stats against him. He's hit like 5 home runs, I think. And then we're going Kerry Carpet Bombs. He is on fire right now. He's got like 5 home runs in his last 7 games. Don't remember who they're playing, but I love Kerry Carpet Bombs. Plus 470.
Playing the Cubs tonight.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Kerry Carpenter's plus 470. Ryan Mountcastle plus 400. Also adding Packers to win the division, finally, since I've seen enough of Jordan Love, I fully believe. They're down to plus 350, actually. On FanDuel, I believe it's plus 400 on DraftKings, but I haven't looked. And then one to keep my eye on, Bijan Robinson, Offensive Player of the Year, is plus 300 right now on FanDuel. I might grab that. Haven't done it yet. That's where I'm at.
I like the Bijan play. It feels like he's going to lock that up.
I do have
if he stays healthy.
A really quick story before we get into the news.
Okay.
So this weekend, BMW Championship was going on. Didn't really watch any of it. I was listening to Pardon My Take on Friday, and they have this thing about the Pardon My Take bump, where as soon as they interview somebody, if they like play in their next game that kind of played really well. So Max Homa was on Friday's show, listened to it, and I was like, I should go bet on Max Homa. He's been playing decent lately. So I bet on him. Came in, let me look, August 17th at, I believe it was in the morning. I don't know, I just had it up. But I bet on him August 17th, which was Thursday? Yes, last Thursday. It was actually at night. He had shot a 68 in round 1. No, that can't be right. It must have been Friday, because I got him at plus 180. It was right after he'd shot the round of 62. Yeah, Friday morning. No. Saturday morning. Had to be Saturday morning. I don't know. Bet on him. He shot a 62 the day before, set the course record. I was like, all right, we're looking good. $25 for like $75, just a quick profit. I thought he was out to a great lead. Thought there was no way. He ended up shooting a 71 the next day, 1 over, fell all the way back to where he was, and then he shot a 68 on Sunday. Victor Hovland passed him. Brutal loss. I should stop live betting golf, and the Pardon My Take boost is not real. But shout out Victor Hovland. He ended up beating Max Homa's course record 2 days later and shot a 61 on Sunday to win. So
a 61 on Sunday to win is ridiculous, too. When I saw that, I thought it was a typo.
Yeah, to win by 2 strokes, too.
That's ridiculous.
10 strokes under.
Yeah,
he had 11 birdies.
Going to have to remember the Pardon My Take bump.
Yeah.
For this football season.
Yep.
Betting player props.
That was all I have.
All right, why don't you read us the news?
All right, so it was announced this week that Michigan has self-imposed a 3-game ban for Jim Harbaugh. Earlier this month, the NCAA's Infractions Committee rejected the suspension, so Harbaugh was a free man. So what the fuck are we doing self-imposing a ban? Bro, you think Alabama or Georgia is self-imposing a ban after their coach is cleared? Hell no, they're celebrating. If Michigan wants to compete and not lose in the first round of the playoffs every year until the end of Tubbs' lifetime, they need to get with the times and live life on the edge a little bit. Bump up the NIL, throw recruits some more cash, goddammit. Enough of this bigger man righteous bullshit, though.
When I saw this news, I was so livid. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but the NCAA's Infractions Committee said, yeah, no suspension. Harbaugh's good, so it was like, great, he's back. It doesn't even really matter, and I shouldn't be this heated about it because it's the first 3 games. The toughest opponent is East Carolina. But what are we doing suspending our coach? He bought him a cheeseburger. I would understand if it was like, oh, Harbaugh hid the fact that one of his coaches had a random dude locked up in his basement and he was going to kill him. I get it. Also, bad example, the NCAA would never clear that. But he bought him a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Why are we even... Actually, it was a hamburger. There was no cheese.
So it was even cheaper.
Why are we self-imposing a ban?
Yeah, I saw the tweet, and I was a little confused because I was like, wait, I thought Harbaugh was cleared from this. And then I read into it more and come to find out that it was self-imposed. I was kind of like, I mean, I guess. That's actually... See, but the thing is, so Tennessee is actually going through that right now. Their old coach had a bunch of recruiting violations. I don't even remember what the guy's name was. But apparently they fucking hate him down here. And because Tennessee, like, complied with the NCAA and fired the guy and did a bunch of stuff, there's, like, the NCAA didn't impose any bans on, like, playoffs and stuff like that. It was mostly just fines. Whereas if they didn't comply and, like, didn't fire the guy, they would have did a postseason ban and stuff like that. So Michigan is probably just trying to avoid having any issues regardless of what it is. Like, I get it, it's dumb, but I'd rather just keep my name clear in that sense by suspending him than not suspending him. And then, like, if something happens again, then they're like, you know what? You fucked us, so now here's the worst penalty.
I get that, but it's a little different because the NCAA's committee just cleared him and said, "Yeah, you're fine."
Yeah,
but it also might not have been a clear. It might have been a this isn't severe enough. We need to go deeper. I didn't even read it, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it.
So not a lot of baseball last week, but why don't you tell us the couple of things that happened? I saw Pete Alonso kind of fucked up.
Well, so unfortunately we didn't have any no-hitters last week. It was pretty dry week when it came to that. We did, however, have a...
We almost did. No,
yeah.
Wait. We almost had a no-hitter.
Are you talking about...
And it was almost the team that we chose. Was it you or me that chose that?
Are you talking Dallas Keuchel?
Or did nobody... No, didn't Reed Detmers go like 8 innings?
Oh, yeah. I think it was 8 innings. It was like 7 2/3 or something like that. I don't remember.
Okay.
Dallas Keuchel also took a perfect game into the 7th inning. No, don't know if you saw that. He's on the Twins now, for those who didn't know. He was in the minors most of the year. This is like his second start up. And he took a perfect game into the 7th inning. However, the umpire behind the plate was quite possibly the worst umpire I've ever seen. Laz Diaz, he missed 20 balls and strikes called. It was just absolutely horrible. Keuchel fed into it. Whatever. So outside of that, though, there wasn't a ton of huge stuff. Mason Wynn, one of the Cardinals' top prospects, got called up last week. He's a shortstop. The first hit that he got, the ball came in to Pete Alonso at first base, and he kind of made a signal like, hey, I'll give you this ball or whatever. Proceeded to launch it into approximately the second deck of the stadium. Come to find out, he said that he had no idea. I call bullshit. I think Pete Alonso might be a huge asshole, actually. He then, I guess, gifted Mason Wynn a autograph bat, like a personalized autograph bat, and was like, I'm so sorry, whatever, and a bottle of tequila. So I wouldn't say that necessarily makes up for throwing away your first ball that you ever hit, but I'm sure he probably got it back. Just wild, outrageous video.
So I saw that Pete Alonso was like, oh, I didn't even... Huh?
Just a wild, outrageous video.
Hello?
Jake cannot hear me. Anyways.
Frankie.
So...
Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Man, this guy's connection, I tell you guys.
Anyways, I'm going to keep going.
He is.
Anyways, crazy video. Pete Alonso might be a big asshole. Also, the Mariners are making a push. Over the last 10 games, they are 7-3.
My stuff's not working either.
Julio Rodriguez went on absolute tear. Ken Griffey Jr. the third. Jake, I see you're back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Jeez, oh, Pete, we need to just finish this episode because shit's getting weird.
Yeah. I was just talking about how the Mariners are starting to make a push. They've gone 7-3 over their last 10. Julio Rodriguez has been on an absolute tear. I believe it was over a 4-game course. He had 15 hits and it was like 4 stolen bases and 4 home runs or something like that. If the Wake Me Up When September Ends play wasn't already dead, I would be very excited. But I think it's pretty much dead. Mariners are now 2 games back of the AL West. So that race is getting pretty tight. The wild card is also very tight because they are technically third there. I believe the second wild card spot. They might actually be out of it if I look real quick.
Before we go too far, I did want to say something about Pete Alonso. I don't know if you already did.
Go ahead.
About him saying, "Oh, I had no idea." That's bullshit.
Yeah, how do you not know?
What are you doing in the middle of an inning anyways, throwing the ball into the stands? You don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have never seen somebody throw the ball into the stands in the middle of an inning on a ball in play.
Well, and also, like...
You see it on foul balls. You see it to end the inning.
It was like
not on a ball in play.
He, like, caught the ball, and then he, like, signaled like he was just going to roll it to the dugout or something, and then just yucked it. So that was what was confusing to me.
And then Mason Wynn doesn't give a shit about your autographed bat.
No.
He probably sold that shit immediately.
Probably. So, yeah.
I thought it was so dumb. Sorry, go ahead.
Brewers. Bipolar as fuck. They are also 7-3 in their last 10, but that includes a sweep of a 3-game sweep of the White Sox. Then they got 3 games swept by the Dodgers, and then came back and swept the Rangers in Texas. I don't know what's going on with this team. I mean, they're probably going to win the division. I don't trust them in the playoffs unless the hitting just turns around. I will say my brother was at 2 of the 3 games in Texas this weekend, so maybe that was part of the reason why. So shout out Braden for that one. Yeah, I don't know what to think of this team. I'm very nervous for playoffs to come around. That's all I really have to say about the Brewers. And then Gunnar Henderson, I don't know if you saw this. He had a 4-hit game. He passed up a cycle. Everyone's mad at him because he hit a home run, a triple, and 2 doubles. The last one he hit down the right field line. Could have easily just taken the single, had the cycle. Instead, he legged it out for a double. Personally, do you know what the score of the game was?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
I was just going to say that with the score of the game, I would have stayed single.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him for going 2, but you got to take the single there.
I see, but the thing is, so, yeah, I listen to a fantasy baseball podcast almost every day, and they were talking about it a little bit, and they're like, yeah, like a cycle is great, but it's just a statistical oddity that makes it so great. Like, however you look at it, it's going to be 4 bases for the home run, 3 for the triple, 2 for the double, 1 for the single. It comes out to like 10 bases, whatever. 11 bases is still better than 10 bases. So technically what he did is better than the cycle, but, I mean, I get it. I don't know.
Well, and it was his 4th extra base hit of that game, and he's the first player since Miguel Cabrera to get 4 bases in a game in his first week. Or I don't know what the stat was, but he still made history, even though he didn't get the cycle. You know what I mean?
Just crazy. I think with that performance and Josh Young being injured, that's kind of what has made Gunnar lock up the AL Rookie of the Year this year. So, and then fun fact. Yes.
Oh!
What's your fun fact?
Mine is not the one you were about to say,
Okay.
but that's crazy that we both said at the same time. I have the wrong Orioles rookie in my baseball card collection.
Oh, no.
I have 3 Grayson Rodriguez autographed cards. One of them's a patch. They're all numbered. And, yeah, I was just looking because I was like, wait a minute. Nope, it's Grayson Rodriguez.
That's not a bad thing. Grayson's been...
Yeah, but is he even in the...
Yeah,
is he in the
yeah,
majors?
no, he came back up, and he's been pretty good since he came back up. So I think next year, give him a full year up, I think he's going to be pretty damn good next year.
Good, and then I'll sell him.
Exactly.
One of them's numbered to 25, and it's the patch.
Yeah.
And it's got the O on it. Kind of. It's got like half, though. Sorry, go ahead. What's your fun fact?
So my fun fact, the Yankees are on an 8-game losing streak, and that is actually their longest losing streak since 1995. And I may or may not be starting Carlos Rodon tonight in my fantasy league. First time off the IL against the Nationals. Very scared.
He's going to get lit up.
Yankees are dead.
I love this losing streak. I fucking hate the Yankees just because they were so good my whole childhood. Not a big fan of Jeter personally. A-Rod's kind of a douchebag, but I kind of appreciate what he did. But I don't like the Yankees, so I love seeing this losing streak.
Yes.
They spend all this money and they suck.
I agree.
The crazy thing, though, is that they don't suck. They're like barely below 500.
They're pretty...
Right?
Yeah, they're 60 and 64.
Yeah, they're only 4 games below 500.
Yep.
They would be... they'd be... Quick math. They would be they'd be 4 games back in the AL Central at first.
Yeah.
And they're 17 games back because they play in the toughest division. But, yeah, I just love seeing the Yankees suck. And Yankees fans are the biggest bitches in baseball, so...
I agree.
Awkward silence. Okay.
No, I just didn't know what you were...
Any more MLB, or should we talk real football?
No, I'm good.
Good. Football is back, everybody. I was just going to do a quick preview. There's no one good game. I'd say, in my opinion, I don't know about you, Frankie, I think the best game is Navy-Notre Dame, just because Navy's always fluky. I hope they don't do that this year because I took Notre Dame. But let's see your games. You got Navy-Notre Dame at 2:30.
I have not scouted the board at all yet. I'm not going to lie.
There's not a lot to it. I think we only got 7 games. You got Hawaii and Vanderbilt. That should be a fun game at 7:30. And then, of course, USC. They're number 6 in the nation. Should be cool to see what they can do. And then FIU and Louisiana Tech.
College football question for you real quick.
Go ahead.
So a lot of people are on Colorado's win total. Do you happen to know what it is?
Isn't it like 3.5?
It is 3.5. So I have their schedule up right here. I want to run through it real quick to decide if I should bet on this.
Okay.
So TCU, loss. Nebraska, at home.
We'll say it's a win.
Okay. Colorado State, at home.
Win.
At Oregon.
Loss.
At home versus USC.
Loss.
At Arizona State.
Loss.
Okay. At home versus Stanford.
Loss.
At UCLA.
Loss. I also want to say Nebraska's kind of iffy. I'm bouncing back and forth on making that a loss or not. Is it at Nebraska?
No. It's in Colorado.
It's at home. All right, we'll keep it as a win. Also, Arizona State, I'm kind of iffy on, so remember those two.
Okay, at home against Oregon State.
Loss. Oregon State was very good last year.
At home against Arizona.
Ooh, that's a dub. Arizona's garbage.
At Washington State.
Loss.
At Utah.
Ooh, loss.
That's 3 wins.
Yeah, I got them at 3. Nebraska's iffy, but I mean, all you need is the bad thing is that they got all these transfers that came from Jackson State. Jackson State was is it Jackson State? Am I saying that right?
I think so, yeah.
Got all these transfers that were very good last year. Deion's a very good coach. However, this is like Pac-12 football. It's still the Pac-12 this year.
Yep.
It's different, dude. And you got Nebraska's Big Ten. Nebraska's bad, but Colorado was so bad last year that it's hard to be like, yeah, they'll win 3.5.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that is just the hype around Deion.
That's kind of where I thought too. Like, this was a 1-win team last year, and they beat California in overtime. I just don't see this team going from a 1-win team to, 4 wins isn't a huge improvement, but with that schedule, I just don't see it.
Well, it's like you got to give Deion a couple years to get some more recruits.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just going to turn it around in a year. You had 1 win last year.
Yep.
So I want to see. I wish you could do alternate lines because I would bet under 2.5.
That one's risky. I don't know about that.
Ooh, exact wins. Alternate win totals. Here we go. I'm going to look for it while we're talking. Oh, there it is right there. Colorado. Over 4.5. Under 2.5 plus 200.
See, I just don't see enough on that. Like, I don't see enough value.
I'm going to put that as I'm adding that to my keep an eye on long shot.
Okay.
Kind of like you did.
Okay. That works for me. Anything else college football?
Do you know, let's do, with college football starting, let's do a quick preview, but just of our teams.
Okay.
Not the whole schedule. Just I'm literally going to find the win total, and then I want your opinion.
Okay.
Without even, you know the schedule, I'm assuming.
Do you want to, here, I'll look up Michigan's win total, and you look up Wisconsin's. And then we'll give our schedule, and then give the win totals.
Okay. I guess I could search. Oh,
are you doing it on FanDuel or DraftKings?
I'm on DraftKings, but it doesn't really matter. They're probably the same.
Well, I just want to be unified, you know?
Though. Yeah, true. I cannot find Wisconsin. I'm just going to search it. Oh, there it is. Ooh.
What did you go under here?
Okay.
Wins, and then...
Yeah, wins and then regular season wins. Michigan was like halfway down, but I think you can search.
Oh, I got it. Okay. So I have Michigan's win total. I'm pulling up their schedule right now.
Yep. I'm going to pull up Wisconsin's. We'll just run.
Okay, ready?
Not yet.
Well,
Wisconsin,
you just have to tell me win or loss.
Shit. Schedule. I know. I'm just trying to not do too many things at once because then I just say a lot. All right. Okay, go ahead.
East Carolina.
Win.
UNLV.
Win.
Bowling Green.
Win.
Rutgers.
Win.
At Nebraska.
Win.
At Minnesota.
Win. We're wasting time, I think.
At home versus Indiana.
Win.
At Michigan State.
Closer than it should be, but win.
At home versus Purdue.
Win.
At Penn State.
Ooh. Penn State's supposed to be tough this year. And this game is we're going to be 10-0 going into this game, and I'm going to want to off myself because it's going to be back and forth the whole game, but Michigan's going to pull out a win.
Okay, now you'd be 10-0. At Maryland.
Oh, okay. Win.
And at home versus OSU.
Yeah, that's a win too.
So 12-0, the over is 10.5. Minus 130.
Really? You're giving me one loss? Yeah, I might take that. I might add that as a lock next week. Because I don't think they lose to Penn State and Ohio State. I think if they're going to lose a game, it's going to be one of those. But Ohio State doesn't know their quarterback yet, and I feel like they're both like mid. And then Penn State, all this hype, but they weren't that good last year.
That's fair.
So, let's go through Wisconsin's now. Yeah, I might take that because Michigan, I see them going 11-1, 12-0. There's no reason they shouldn't make the playoffs. All right, Wisconsin schedule. At home versus Buffalo.
Win.
At Washington State.
Revenge win.
Okay. Why is that a revenge win?
They beat us last year.
Oh. Georgia Southern at home.
Win.
At Purdue.
Win.
Versus Rutgers at home.
Win.
Homecoming. Versus Iowa.
Tight game. Hammer the under. We'll say win.
Mm-hmm. Okay. At Illinois.
Fuck off.
They've had your number.
Nah, this is the year we get it done. Win.
Okay. At home versus Ohio State.
I want to say win, but being realistic, probably a loss.
I appreciate that, but I do think too.
I think it'll be a hell of a game.
Luke Fickell. Apparently, you guys are looking good this year, and Ohio State. I'm telling you, dude, their quarterback room does not look that good to me. But
that's kind of what I thought
Ohio
too,
State.
and it's at home.
Yep, and that place is gonna, especially if they're 7-0 going into that game, that place is gonna be rocking.
Yep.
Or no?
Yep.
Yeah, you said 7-0.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're 7-1. At Indiana.
Win.
8-1 versus Northwestern.
Another hammer the under, really tight, should be a blowout, but win.
Okay. At home versus Nebraska.
Win.
And then finishing up the year at Minnesota.
Just for shits and gigs, loss.
Okay, so you got them at 10-2. Their over-under's at 8.5.
See you next week.
When I saw 8.5, I thought that was way
What are
too
the
low.
odds?
Minus 145 on the over. The under is plus 125.
Oh, hey, by the way, so I'm going to take the over next week, but there's a 23% profit boost on single college football bets right now. So
I saw that, and I think I'm going to use it on the FIU under.
Oh, I'm going to use mine in Wisconsin's over win total.
Yeah, that's kind of a better idea, especially, dude, Wisconsin over 8.5 seems easy with that schedule.
Like,
because
that
I
means
agree
they
with
need,
everything
what,
you said,
3
except for
losses?
I could.
No.
Yeah, 3 losses. So you say, like, I don't think you lose to Minnesota.
No, I had them at 10-2.
I don't think you lose
9.
to.
So they'd have to
You
go
get them at 10-2.
8-4
with the bullshit, like,
to lose that bet.
Yeah.
So, okay, say
But
OSU,
the thing is,
say Iowa, say Illinois,
and yep, and you're still
then
9-3.
Minnesota is your 4th. I don't see us losing all those.
Right. I don't either, and I don't think you're going to lose dumb games this year. I think
Better
you
coaching.
got what, 4 quarterbacks to choose from?
Yep.
Or 3. Like, I think Wisconsin's going to be back this year. Not like I think you'll be in the Big Ten
Playoff.
championship. Hot take.
Playoff
I don't
push.
think playoff. No, because, well, we could be talking about it if you make the championship, but I don't think you're going to beat Penn State, Ohio State, or Michigan.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, though. I don't think Ohio State will be there. I think Ohio State has a bad year this year. Hot take, 9-3. I don't even know their schedule. I take that back. We'll probably do next week. We'll probably do an in-depth college football preview.
What about NFL
Wait,
next
week is no NFL would be the week after, because then the first game is
5th.
September 7th. That's what we should do. College football preview next week, in depth. Mostly our teams, mostly Big Ten, and then we'll do NFL. Yeah.
Sure.
Very good. Very good. Speaking of NFL, how about some Hard Knocks?
Yeah. First thought.
What did you think about this week's episode?
The Mentalist was
Oz Perlman.
crazy. Rodgers probably loved that shit because he's on the dark arts and everything. I did laugh when when Rodgers picked a goldfish and then there was the goldfish in his hand or whatever, and the guy goes, "What if you picked a giraffe though?"
Yeah, that cracked me up. I want to take you through my notes for that whole scene.
Okay.
It's a lot. I didn't take a lot of notes for this episode. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little bit bored. I don't know about you.
I took more than I thought I was going to.
Oz Perlman, I said, Oz Perlman has to be a fraud, right? I mean, there's no way what he's doing is possible. Like, picking the number 10, I was like, okay, maybe he found out this dude wore 10 in high school or something. I think it was Michael Carter.
Yeah.
And then he did the puzzle thing.
Yeah,
and
the puzzle
like,
one blew my mind.
That's ridiculous.
I said it was. I said it was
like,
probably rigged like the NFL.
Right. But then he did the card thing. Rodgers didn't. I rewound and I watched Rodgers' hands. They didn't move, nothing. And there's a goldfish. I wrote down the card thing was ridiculous too. I just rewatched. How is this even fucking possible? He turned a deck of cards into a goldfish.
Well,
there needs to be a study done on this guy. This is witchcraft.
Yeah.
Insane. Did you have anything before all the fights?
No, I just went straight into the fights then.
Me too. I said I love the fights. It's crazy that these guys are like homeboys off the field joking around in their pressers or whatever, and then it's war on the field, throwing punches at helmets, ripping helmets off.
So last week I talked about Solomon Thomas and how he was talking about Broadway. He was front lines of the fights this week. So big change. Yep. Also, the fact that they were strapping up their helmets to fight was great, and I said it felt like American Gladiator.
Yeah. I saw that. I thought that was ridiculous. I'm like, dude, you're strapping up your helmet to fight. Shouldn't you be taking it off to break it up? Nope. I guess that's just the kind of guy he is.
Yep, that was my thought.
And then I wrote down Do you think every training camp has fights like this, or do you think it's a TV show thing?
Pause. I just watched a dude get hit on a motorcycle outside my window.
What?
Yeah, he was pulling out of a parking lot and a car bumped into him. He fell off his bike.
Like smoked or
no,
like just bumped?
No, just bumped.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to tell me he was like flying through the air and like landed on his back.
No, but it was kind of crazy. Anyways, what were you asking?
Guys, just do it. Hey, hang on. This guy just got hit by a car on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
No big deal. I said, do you think every training camp fights like that?
Oh,
because
not the Packers.
The Lions training camp last year, Hard Knocks. Okay, shut up. Last year's Hard Knocks, they didn't have any fights, but Lions training camp this year had fights. I saw a bunch of fights everywhere. But I don't think every training camp fights like that. I think it's the ones that have a lot of press, a lot of fans. They're kind of like trying to show out.
Yeah.
The one guy said,
I agree.
It's the bullshit in between plays, and I think that only happens when there's fans and all these reporters and shit. So obviously with Hard Knocks, and then because I haven't seen anything outside of I think the Commanders, the Jets, and the Lions had fights, but maybe I'm just not seeing it because I don't follow these other teams as closely.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? I kind of agree with the whole the more media probably leads to more fights, just because, like you said, pressure's on and everything. But yeah, I don't think every team has it. Update: the guy standing up, walking around. He's okay.
Good. Scared me.
Yeah. Also,
That's
I'm pretty sure it's a
crazy,
moped, not a motorcycle. So.
Oh, no, it's not even as cool.
However you want. Yeah. Next note I had was the Jets brought in Tim Boyle too. They are really trying everything
Packers
they
legend.
can to make it Green Bay 2.0.
Mm-hmm. It's insane how many former Packers they have.
Yes.
I forgot Randall Cobb went there too. Haven't
Yep.
seen him make a play yet because he's 57.
Yeah, speaking of former Packers, I am kind of thinking about Alan Lazard for fantasy this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You got Garrett Wilson. He's a number 2.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but
I guess
I don't
number
know.
two's not
I was
as
going to say a
bad,
number
but
2 in
you're
that
gonna reach on
offense. I'm not thinking about reaching.
Yeah,
I'm
but
thinking of late rounds. You know what? Let's take a
Their
flyer on
offensive
Lazard.
line, though,
Yeah,
I think
bad.
something to pay attention to this year. Their offensive line is not good.
Yeah.
And Rodgers always had a great line with the Packers. And he's older. He can't move around as much. So I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, you could. They might be passing more because the line's so bad. You know
I
what
said
I mean?
that the Jets spent on everything except for protection, which is a huge issue. And
Yeah,
also,
I think that's going to be their biggest problem.
Also, Rodgers gets mad, and then all of a sudden he's the 2022 version of himself, which I can very vividly remember was not good.
Right.
So, I mean, if he gets frustrated, what is this season going to turn into?
I'm still eyeing up. Actually, I'll wait because I wrote it down later. I know I did. What did you think about the piercings?
Ouch. Crazy, but
Yeah.
that was... Who was that? Will Anderson, right?
I wrote his name down later. Hang on. No. Will McDonald.
Oh,
the
yes.
4th.
Yes. I think that dude's an animal. Kind of crazy
so
to be
I'm
getting
gonna
piercings preseason, though, because they're going to get sweaty and
so I wrote down,
infected.
I said piercings in football don't seem like they mix well. Aren't you supposed to, let that shit heal?
Yeah, Paige got one in her ear.
You got them, and then the next day you're all sweaty.
Paige got one on the inside of her ear, 6 months ago, and that shit's been infected for months because they literally tell you it takes 6 months to heal.
Yeah, that's definitely an off-season thing. That's like having a baby week 4. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Get home in the off-season.
Well,
no. If you banged in the off-season, would you have the baby before the season?
Yeah.
No. You'd have to bang
week
towards
5.
the end of the year.
No,
not week 5. Well, actually, you could.
It'd have to be
room,
earlier in
but
the
you'd have
year.
to bang in season. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you bang November, the baby's born in August, but then you got training camp going. You're right.
Yeah. It's got to
Yeah,
be
you gotta
early in the
bang.
year.
It's got to be September.
Yeah.
Did you see the body piercer's name?
No.
Bussy Pierce.
What a name. That's got to be fake.
No way that's his real name.
Yeah, that's got to be fake.
There's no way. This guy's like, I want to change my name. What's going on right now? Oh, this new term, bussin'. I'm gonna change that to a Y, so we'll go Bussy. He's like, last name.
What do I
should
like
do?
to do?
Like, you know what?
Piercings.
I like to do piercings, so I'm gonna change it to Pierce. I died laughing when I saw that. I added 7 laughing emojis in my notes to his name.
Jesus.
Did you see the Jets trying to steal the Lions thing with all the pissing?
No. Oh, yeah.
I think it was the D coordinator was talking to Quinnen Williams.
Yep.
He's like, we going to piss on their porch. He didn't say porch. He said, we going to piss in the house. We going to piss on the carpets.
Sometimes you just got to lift your leg and mark your territory.
Yeah, and he goes, we're going to piss on the kids' toys. And Quinnen Williams goes, not the kids' toys.
Yeah.
That's crossed the line there, bud.
It was nice to see Deuce making it 2 years in a row.
Yes, before we get into Deuce, I got a couple things. You're getting ahead of me now.
Okay, well, before we get into that, 3 quick things. Aaron Rodgers, huge grass guy. Think we already knew that.
Yeah.
I put Q Will yelling sack as he crosses the line just shows how dominant he really is. And then, when did Josh McCown become a quarterback coach?
I thought he was still in the NFL on his 72nd team. You know what I mean?
Very confused.
Going along with the sack thing, they were really loose with the sack calls.
Yeah.
Bryce Young scrambles out of like 65% of those.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams is like, I got 10 sacks. Yeah, dude, there's a reason nobody's had 10 sacks in a game. It's because you actually have to get him when he scrambles.
But then also for Rodgers to be like, that wasn't a sack. Bro, you're old and slow. I don't think he scrambled.
Yeah, that's a sack.
Yeah.
I also said, if these protective caps they're wearing is reducing concussions so much, I saw a stat, they're down like 33%. Yeah. Why are we not wearing them in the games? Like, I feel like it's not that much of a hassle to throw them on in the game, too.
What if
do
you
team
just
colors.
Put them on the inside and then...
Yeah.
The helmets
I actually
huge.
think they can't because... it doesn't have the same effect. It's to absorb the initial shock, I believe. And then you have the extra padding inside, too. But...
You just wear the Wes Welker helmet. I feel like they
don't do it because they've... What's that?
Remember Wes Welker had like this ginormous protective helmet because he just kept getting concussions?
I don't remember, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I just think... I think the reason they don't do it is because of the hassle. I see them fly off all the time in Hard Knocks, so I'd assume that it would destroy the pace of play.
Probably,
so maybe that's why they don't do it until they can figure out a way to better secure it. Which I don't think will ever happen without putting it on the inside somehow because it is helmet on helmet
and then also
all the time.
How do you figure out the decals and everything too?
Right. Yep. So I think it's good to have it in practice, but imagine how much concussions will be down if they wore it in the game too. Yeah. So now I'm ready for Deuce Staley. I forgot he went to the Panthers and he's the assistant head coach.
Yeah, so did I. And then I saw him and
what
I literally
just
just
head coach
wrote.
Even do?
I don't know. I literally just wrote in my notes, Deuce.
Yeah,
that was all I wrote.
I put Deuce Staley, all caps.
Yeah, mine was all caps too.
What did you think of Rodgers going up to the Panthers O-line coach?
I'm glad you mentioned that because I want Rodgers to get so fucking fat when he retires.
Yeah, he's over there shaming him. He's like, oh, you said 270. He's like, oh, that's a lot of work. Rodgers like, no, it's not. Listen, Rodgers, not everybody can do meth all day like you and stay skinny.
Well, it's not hard when you're a professional athlete.
Yeah, and you got all this nutrition coaches and everything. When he went up to him and said, you look fat as shit, that pissed me off.
Yeah, so I knew that scene was coming, and I was watching it on the couch. Paige was sitting there too, and I was like, wait, you have to listen to this part. And she heard it. She's like, what the fuck? She's like, I fucking hate Rodgers. And I was like, I know you do.
Yeah, I texted you while I was watching, and I said, I'm starting to not hate Rodgers, and I know why. And it's because in the practice and in the preseason games, he cares so much about helping Zach Wilson and about helping all his other guys. And, like he came off as a crybaby in Green Bay. Maybe he was, but now that he's matured, I feel like he just really wants to win and help these guys. And I kind of have respect for him now. I think it was a Green Bay thing. I think I just hate Green Bay. I don't think I hate Rodgers anymore.
I mean, that's a valid point. I will say part of me wants the Packers to play the Jets so bad. just because the homecoming. I texted you this. I said the homecoming, and then I just want to beat the shit out of Rodgers. But
embarrass them.
Yeah. Also, I don't want them to play them because Rodgers has it in with every single referee, as we saw. So just I fully understand that Rodgers 100% got calls throughout his career in Green Bay, and now being on the flip side of it, I don't want that. So that would be a little bit annoying. But yeah, I'd still want to play him so bad.
If I said Jets tight end, what name comes to your mind?
CJ Uzoma.
What other name comes to your mind?
Yeah,
particularly somebody who played in the preseason game.
Kuntz.
Yeah, so I thought it was Kuntz at first, and I was like, that's an all-time name. And then I found out it was pronounced Kuntz.
Yeah, I only knew that because I had played
Rusty.
soccer with a kid with that last name, and it was Kuntz.
Yeah, they said it later in the show, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
The rookie show.
Yep.
Trash.
Stupid. So bad. Also, Mecole Hardman. Very annoying.
Yep, agreed. And I kept thinking about the Lions rookie show. How much more entertaining was that shit?
Way
Caden
better.
Hutchinson.
But they're doing it again next week.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because they said, I don't remember who it was. CJ Mosley there? It might have been I don't know. But some guy stood up and he said, rookies, get it together. We're running this back again next week. It better be good or something like that.
Okay. Maybe it'll get better. Because the Kahoot thing was dumb.
Yep.
Type in your answers.
Yep.
No, dude, get the squares. They would have finished it if you had squares.
Yep.
And then the introductions and the I don't even know.
It was a
what
stomp
that
the
was.
yard
That was terrible.
reference, but I don't know. It was weird.
I don't even know what Stomp the Yard
It's
is.
a movie.
Should I know what that is? Oh,
It's a pretty
okay.
good
Never
movie.
seen it.
But
did you see Bryce Young? Oh, I'm on the preseason game now. Are you there yet, or you got something else?
I am on the preseason game.
Bryce Young was getting absolutely rocked.
Yeah.
He's gonna be taking some lashings this year. Maybe it was because it was the backup O-line, but I feel like him being so short, we might have another Kyler Murray situation.
I don't know about that bad. Like, Bryce has been perceived as a far better NFL prospect than what Kyler ever was. So,
well, they both went first overall.
That's true.
However, Bryce Young played at Alabama, which played better defenses than Kyler Murray ever saw in college.
I mean, it is a very
Kyler
valid comparison.
Yep.
But
did you hear what Nathaniel Hackett said during the game?
I think so. When he said he
Somebody
wanted to make
scored,
sweet
he goes,
love or something to him.
Yeah, he goes,
Yeah.
You turned me on with that one. I wanted to make sweet love to that play.
Yeah.
Brother, I'm calling HR.
Yeah.
That's
weird
fucked
guy.
up. You can't say that.
Also, a little bit worried 2.0 about Zach Wilson. He learned the silent count.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I foresee when Rodgers retires, Zach Wilson is a decent quarterback for the rest of his career. He'll never be great, but I think he'll be that kind of a little bit less than Kirk Cousins, but a little bit better than, who can I compare him to? Like Matt Schaub. Remember Matt Schaub?
Yep. Alex
A
Smith.
little bit better than him. Yep, minus the snapped leg
yeah.
and infection, losing
Yeah.
the leg.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that McDonald the fourth is the highest Roman numeral to ever play in the NFL? I didn't look it up, but
It's got to be pretty close.
when I saw IV, I was like, dude, no way. But then again, yeah, because there's been a couple of the thirds.
Yeah,
I feel like there's been a V. There's got to be a fifth in there.
probably.
I was going to Google it before, but I forgot. I'm going to Google it after we record, and we'll know.
Okay. Last note I had.
I also...
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
last note, Cinema Sunday, great idea.
Oh, yep. Agreed.
I think it was during the credits, but
Yep. So my credits, I don't know if yours did this. Are you watching on Max?
yeah, where it gets small and you have to go
Does
click
yours
on
kind of
it.
like, yeah, that pissed me off, man. I hate that. I don't give a shit about in-season Hard Knocks, or I think it suggested, what was that show called? It's some new comedy animation bullshit. It's like, dude, let me watch the rest of Hard Knocks, then give me suggestions.
Yeah.
Okay? I had a couple more about the actual game. My dumbass didn't realize that Will McDonald was a first-round pick, 15th overall.
Yep.
I said if he gets cut, we riot because he played awesome.
Yeah,
and then I said, didn't realize he was a first-round pick.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to get cut, honestly. I feel like they haven't showed anybody that's, like, on the verge of getting cut.
Yeah, they haven't done the typical, like, this guy was undrafted and came from Uruguay, and now he's playing football for his third year, and he's looking to make the team. Like, there's nobody to root for.
I think it's a lot because it's just bigger names this year.
Yep. My last note was that Mekhi Becton is fucking massive. When he hugged Rodgers,
yeah.
Like, Rodgers isn't a short dude, and this guy had 6 inches on him.
Rodgers is like
6'8", 6'9". I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Huge.
And he's massive.
Yep.
So yeah, I think the Jets are gonna be interesting this year. I don't think they'll go far, just because the O-line problems. But if the O-line looks good, I might be throwing something on them to maybe make it to the conference finals.
Well, also if they make any trades.
Yeah, but nobody really trades for O-linemen during the year.
I mean, if it's a big enough issue.
We'll give them Sewell for their next 4 first-round picks, Sauce Gardner, and Will McDonald has to remove all his piercings for his career.
I'm going to say they're probably out on that one.
I don't know. That's a pretty fair trade. Lions fans, let me know what you think about that trade. Penei Sewell to the Jets for 4 firsts, Sauce Gardner, and that guy removes all his piercings. I still think the Lions lose that trade. They would never do it.
No, they wouldn't.
What do we have for time? I feel like we're going so long.
We are. We're at about an hour and 5 minutes. So,
okay. So I'm going to skip a couple things in football. I just wanted to say the Lions looked bad. That's it. But it was preseason, not worried. 16 days till the regular season. Can't wait. JT trade. They're talking about it. I bet you they won't. I heard the asking price was way too high. What are your thoughts? Quick.
So my quick thoughts are the only people that I've heard news on potentially making a move are the Dolphins, and I just want to touch again that the Dolphins are plus 2,100 again for the Super Bowl. So I might sprinkle.
Yeah, I could never bet that with Tua at QB. That dude, I could never bet on a guy that has brain damage to win anything.
Just a thought. Also, I'm still in my draft from last week. We have 2 more rounds to go, but today I drafted the Deion Jackson, the Colts backup running back. So,
nice,
great move.
Good pick.
I also drafted Zeke before he was picked up by
Sunday
New England.
Ticket, I see.
Yeah. So Sunday Ticket, I have to purchase it yet. They moved to YouTube TV. I don't think I'm grandfathered in, even though I had it before. Have you seen? You probably already have it because you have YouTube TV.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the price is?
No, of YouTube TV.
No. Just of
Sunday Ticket.
Yeah,
I do not.
So there's 4 packages you can get. You can get the Sunday Ticket plus YouTube TV, which is $299 annual plus your $72.99 a month for YouTube TV. You can also do the Sunday Ticket plus Red Zone plus YouTube TV, which is $339 plus your $72.99 a month. Or there's 2 packages that you can do without YouTube TV. So you can do just Sunday Ticket or just Sunday Ticket plus Red Zone. So just the Sunday Ticket is $399 annually. Sunday Ticket plus Red Zone, no YouTube TV, is $439 annually.
That's just
so I'm very upset. I have to purchase one of them because I can't watch Packers without it. However,
you
there's
can't get them on like Fox Sports or anything.
No, because it's out of market. However, 2 bonuses popped up to me this week. One, FanDuel is running a promo right now where if you bet $5 on any NFL game, you get a $100 code off of NFL Sunday Ticket.
Nice.
Also, NFL Sunday Ticket is probably about to launch their student deals this week, which if so, I live with a student who is about to have NFL Sunday Ticket.
Nice.
But I just wanted to bitch because that is an outrageous price. It probably honestly comes out to about the same of what it was, but they don't do a monthly payment now. It's just you have to pay straight up.
Yeah, I don't get Sunday Ticket. I just get Red Zone. I use my dad's. He's fortunate enough to let me use his YouTube TV because it doesn't cost him any extra. and then I end up paying for Red Zone, and I think Red Zone's like $10 a month, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I only really care. I don't need to watch the other games. I'm local, so I get to watch the Lions. I feel like you wouldn't get Sunday ticket if you had the Packers.
If I was local, I wouldn't. No.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right, should we do the grid?
Yeah. Let's try to cruise on this one. Pulling it
Okay. Dolphins, Saints, Jarvis Landry.
You didn't. Sure. Yeah. You didn't preface.
Oh, yeah, I'll read them. Across the top, Dolphins, Jets, Texans. Texans is going to be tough. Going down, Saints, Broncos, Cardinals. This one's going to be gross. Oh, Texans, Cardinals, J.J. Watt.
Good. Jets, Broncos. Didn't Demaryius Thomas play for the Jets for a little bit?
I'm not 100% sure, but you know what I'm 100% sure there?
What?
Dolphins, Broncos, Jay Cutler.
Yep.
You can put Thomas if you want. I know that Cutler works there.
I'm going to put...
I feel like you're right.
Demaryius Thomas. If I can spell it.
If it doesn't work, we can still
Demaryius
count
Thomas.
it.
It counts. 7%. Let's go.
Oh, nice. Jay Cutler was 17.
Oh, no. I was saying for
J.J.
Jets,
Watt,
Broncos.
only
Demaryius
33%.
Thomas.
Huh?
Jets, Broncos. Demaryius Thomas?
Didn't you just use him for Dolphins, Broncos?
No, that's where I was saying. Jets, Broncos.
Oh, and it worked?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Did you put Jay Cutler for Dolphins, Broncos?
Yes.
Demaryius, I can't type.
Demary
too.
IUS.
Yep. Rest in peace. Cardinals, Dolphins. I feel like there's a running back there.
Yeah. James Conner didn't play there.
No, he only played for the Steelers.
What's the other one?
The other one in Arizona right now?
What was the other Arizona running back with James Conner there? It was James Conner and...
Isn't it Chase something?
Chase Edmonds.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Good call. Jets, Cardinals.
Jets, Cardinals. My Immaculate Grid father, Josh McCown.
Okay. Quarterback coach,
apparently. Jets
I feel like
Saints.
Texans Saints is like a safety or like corner or something.
No. Did you say Texans Saints? I think I had.
Yeah.
I need your. So Brandon Cooks played for the Rams, the Texans. Did he go to the Saints?
Cowboys. Do we want to just put it?
I feel like he did. We can wait. We can come back too after roulette like we did that.
Okay.
We've been doing. What's our other? Oh, Broncos, Texans. Quarterback. I don't remember his name. He got paid a shitload by the Texans and sucked. Or did he get paid by the Broncos? No, I think the Broncos drafted him. I'm closing my eyes.
Tim Tebow
never.
Did Tim Tebow ever get signed by the Saints? That'd be a cheat code for
no,
Jets.
but
Saints.
he played for the Jets. That would have worked.
Yeah.
Jets and Broncos would have worked.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. We already have it. I can't. Brock Osweiler.
Yes.
Broncos, Texans. Remember that dude?
Yep. It worked.
Wow, 54%. All right, Texans, Saints.
Did Mark Sanchez ever get to the Saints? No.
No.
I don't
That one's
think
going to
so.
be like a... Oh, my God. I have it. You're going to call me a liar. No, I don't, actually.
Darrell
I was going to
Revis?
say...
No.
I was going to say Brandon Marshall, but he didn't play for the Saints, I don't think. All right, should we spin while we wait?
Yeah.
Or do you want to throw Cooks in there since we did bring
I'll
it up?
throw in Cooks.
And then we'll... All right. I might wait.
Oh, it worked.
Let's fucking
Brandon
go.
Cooks, Texans,
All right.
Saints. So we just have
Jets
Jets,
and
Saints.
is all we have left.
Yep. I
Yep.
didn't finish throwing in my
Let's-
numbers. 12,
Okay, that's fine. Go
23,
ahead.
34, 30, 8. We've seen 8 a lot, so I'm mixing it up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Loading up right now. I don't know what DraftKings is doing with this, like, jackpot across all games, but you have to, like, opt in, and it raises your bet by 10 cents or something. And it went from, like, 400,000 to 800 in a week.
Jeez.
But I haven't been doing it. All right, here we go. I'm loading up. 0, 2, 3. You said 8, 9, 12. Why are you changing all your numbers? 22. Oops. 22, 23, 24, and 30. Oops. Okay. Ooh, I almost did $1 on accident, but I was able to get the double in. Here we go. Lightning numbers. We've got 14, 18. 22 is a lightning number at 100x. Come on now. That's my number. I love me some 22. Little Hassan Haskins. Not 22. I don't know what number that is. 34.
Ugh.
Wah, wah, wah. So that takes us to down 50 since we've been keeping track. We've been on a streak of we hit twice, then we didn't hit, then we hit twice, and now we didn't hit again. All right. Jets and Saints. Jets and Saints. Jets and Saints.
So I'm going to throw one out that former Packer, I know he played for the Saints. Smaller name.
Okay.
Ty Montgomery. Played for a lot of teams.
Yeah. You said he played for who? The Saints for sure?
Yeah. Oh, I also just thought of another one. He would have
What's
worked
your other
for
one?
Broncos too. Trevor Siemian.
Oh, yep.
I'm going to put Siemian.
I don't hate Ty Montgomery because I got nothing.
I'm going to put Siemian. Because I know for a fact Siemian works.
For Jets and Saints?
Yep, it worked.
I'm going to put Montgomery and find out. So we went 9 for 9. Good job, us.
Wow, interesting.
Ty
picks
Montgomery
here.
worked as well.
What was his percent?
Low. Hang on.
Siemian was 4.
3%.
Oh.
3%. Nice. I got a 232 rarity score.
So did I.
Nice. Ty. Ricky Williams, Dolphins, Saints.
Jonathan Vilma, Eric
Brandon Cooks
Decker.
was the highest.
Bradley Chubb, Dolphins, Broncos.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that trade.
So did
That was
I.
last year. Josh McCown. Always love me some Josh McCown. Anytime there's Jets, I'm like, Josh McCown?
Literally.
All right, I believe that is everything.
I think so.
All right, long episode this week. Probably going to have a long one next week as well with college football talk. But, hey, college football's back. Enjoy it, everybody. Have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, door some tutties. We'll see you next week.
Bet the slate the entire board this week. Peace.